Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio with Mornings with Lone Star. I am in the studio, which means we are live on Facebook and YouTube, and of course, Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and worldwide at irlonestar.com. I have a special guest who is remoting in via Zoom because he's going to be performing at the Corner Pub this Friday, the 19th. So we got Eli Lev in the studio. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Great to be here.
And I got the last name right. Sorry, I know.
You got it.
Oh,
You got it 100% right.
perfect.
Lev is exactly it.
Eli Lev is a musician, and I describe his music as happy-go-lucky. It's very positive, and I love it. I'm very curious to see what you sound live. So you are going to be performing at the Corner Pub in downtown Conroe. What time are you going on?
8:30.
Man, that's perfect. I love it. And you have a new album out, or EP, or however musicians are calling it these days. You can basically stream this guy. I put links in the description, so if you want to hear his music. Unfortunately, I can't play his music while we're chatting on YouTube and Facebook because they don't like that. And, what was that? Did you just thumbs up? That's awesome. But I will put links to your website and all that kind of stuff so people can stream your music. And your EP came out recently, right?
Yeah, so I've got a EP that came out. It's called Walk, Talk, Dance, Sing, kind of like a pandemic mixtape, if you will.
Okay.
Then I've got a new EP coming. It's called Present Journey, and that'll be out in the next month or so. So
Okay.
5 brand new songs, and it's part of my 3 Worlds project: Present Journey, Past Lives, and Future Myths.
Okay. Yeah, see, like, your music, it's strange. I will say it's strange. And
Yeah.
it's fun. Like, I like the beats, and you're very creative. Clearly, you're talented. So that's why I'm very curious to see what you sound like at the Corner Pub. So have you ever performed at the Corner Pub?
I have. I was there last fall, and really fun place. They've got a great stage. They've got a really big open room.
Yeah.
A historic building. Got good food, good drinks, and they got a great sound system there.
And it's a free show.
Yeah.
Some people get confused by that,
Yeah.
It's strange. Downtown's growing too fast down here, and you never know what you're going to get into. So at 8:30, you're going to be on the stage, and we're going to play some music. And is there anyone like before you? Do you know? Is this is this just you just popping in? Because you don't live here. You do not live in Texas.
No, I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland.
So you're literally coming in just to perform for the Conroe people in Montgomery County.
You got it. Silver Spring, Maryland is in Montgomery County in Maryland. So it'll be Montgomery
Oh,
County
wow.
celebration. Yeah, it'll be fun.
I got to ask, are you like in a Streamline or something?
This is the tour bus. Yeah, this is a Ford Econoline van.
It looks really nice.
It's nice. Yeah, it's a cedar kind of paneling on the top. This is a big upgrade from my Volkswagen station wagon that I was touring in last year.
You mean like the old school one?
It was actually like a 2016. It was like the last ones that they made. Now they don't make station wagons.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, isn't that strange how like these car people are like, we're not gonna make any of those cars anymore. Just to let you know,
Done.
we're done with it. Well, they're coming out. I think they're coming out with a bus. I think I read that they're like in the next year or two they're re-releasing the bus, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but you know, what I'm talking about the old school flat nose bus.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. So you're traveling, you're booking all around, and so I encourage people who are listening worldwide check you out because you're playing all over the country.
I am. Yeah, I'll be in. I've got USA dates, I've got Canada dates this year, and I've got European dates in 2025. So that'll be fun.
How's that going? Are you running out of fuel yet?
Not yet. Doing okay. It's definitely a grind. Tour life is not as glamorous as folks think it is. Maybe they don't even think it's glamorous.
No.
Which is good. It's
Well,
It's, you know,
the unfortunate thing I think that most people don't realize as a musician is like your nights are long,
yeah,
and then you have to put on the performance, so that's even more energy,
yeah,
and then you have to do it tomorrow, and especially like in what I love about like, your van is like you still have to get to the next place, and it
yes,
ain't driving itself.
yeah.
So a lot of
Doesn't
times
even
you're
take
driving
long.
yourself.
Yes, yeah, all the time. I'm driving myself. So
And so that's why I'm really appreciative you come down to Conroe and sharing your music because that's one thing I've noticed because you've been playing music for a bit and you have a good set of music online available. So and it's kind of consistent with one another. I would say
yeah,
like you have your own sound and you're definitely exploring it. Which a lot of musicians I feel like they feel like they need to go another direction sometimes because
yeah.
they gauge it off of success and it's like we're not having any success with this. So I mean, that's why Garth Brooks went to Chris Gaines. I know that's why he did it because he had zero success being Garth Brooks, and he's like, "Hey, I got to be Chris Gaines." But
More like the other way around.
yeah,
Yeah.
I still want to talk to him about that. Like I always my theory. There's two theories I had about that. Was it was a dare
Okay.
and or a bet, and he lost it, and or he growing up he always had that alter ego. Like he always pretended, like I'm talking when he's like 10, and he like
He
wanted to
always
play
had.
music, and he always had Chris Gaines there in the back of his mind, where he's like, I want to do rock and roll, and then finally he was like, you know what, I can do it, whatever. I'm finally gonna fulfill my childhood dream, and I'm gonna be Chris Gaines. Is it Chris?
Yes, finally.
Is it Chris Gaines? Is that what it is?
I think so. It's kind of like so Elon Musk he bought the domain x.com like
Okay.
15 years ago. He's had it for like so
Well, he
many
likes
years.
those symbols and like it's. I mean,
Yeah.
but if you have the money, you know what's going on.
And then he's like, finally, I get to use this domain that I've had for 20 years because I just got Twitter. So now I'm just going to make it x.com because I've already had the domain. So maybe it's a similar thing.
Oh, I'm telling you, like, because I'm trying to figure out because I'm not a musician. I have zero musical talent, and I know folks who grow up with musical families or inspirations, or basically like you have to go to piano class or whatever. It kind of helps dictate what the sound you like. So if
Mm,
you know, for example, like a lot of my friends who grew up playing the piano or being forced to go to piano lessons, like they have a certain taste in music because they have a different understanding of it because they're forced to learn the piano.
yeah.
And like the Chris Gaines thing, I'm like this guy he must have grew up where some gospel family, and he's like when he got mad, he's like I want to go rock and roll, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean, had to have been a part of his, personality.
it
And I
had
think
to.
what you
Or
said earlier is like, you know, some artists move with the climate of the audience
well, look at
or
Beyonce.
music.
Beyonce's
Yeah,
doing whatever she wants, and
exactly.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
like all right, cool. I mean, you're clearly talented. Do whatever you want, and
Yeah.
but you like, and that's what I like about your stuff because you're still in that journey of what you like to do. Meaning, like you're creating your own sound. Like it is. I know happy go lucky doesn't really describe it the best, but I know if like I want to have a positive morning, just put on Eli Lev. There you go.
I
Like
appreciate that. Yeah.
because certain
I
songs can bring you down, man, and it's not fun.
yeah. Yeah, I've got songs like Chasing Daylight,
Mm-hmm.
Vacation, Love in the Middle Ages. I've got Singing Along for the First Time, Universal songs. So definitely tunes that people can, really kind of feel alive.
Yes, that's awesome. And that's why I'm excited about your performance at the Corner Pub at 8:30 on the 19th. That's this Friday, and it's a free show, so anyone can come and have a drink. And I'm pretty sure Taste the Asian, no, not Taste the Asian, Dragon Ball C will be open too. So if you want to get
Oh,
some
Dragon Ball
noodles,
Z. Yes,
yeah,
they're awesome.
oh, it's so
Love
good.
them.
Uh, but yeah, let's talk a little bit about your musical background though, because I mean, it sounds like you know what you're doing because you can hear your music, and I have a theory that you're the one that kind of does everything.
Hmm.
Like you do the beats, you do you do all of it. Is that right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely try and bring a multi-instrumentalist approach to my shows. So I'll have guitar, I'll play finger tapping on the guitar, harmonica, native flute is
Mm-hmm.
part of my performance. Then I also have a loop pedal. that I can use
Because
for
it's a
rhythm.
solo act, right? Would you?
A solo act,
Yeah.
yeah. So those songs are gonna sound a little bit different.
You
Yeah.
mean there's not like 6 people in that van with you right now?
Maybe there are, but they're just like hiding in the different cubbies.
That's hilarious. No, I mean that's what because I listen to a lot of music and I can tell sometimes, and I feel like I can tell is when that musician has his hand in every single piece of the
Mm-hmm.
music.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some bands that especially like rock and roll, like the drummer knows how to set the beat, and then like the guitar's like let me add this to it, and then you can kind of tell it's kind of a conglomerate of everyone's thoughts. But when one musician does everything, it's different.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a unique approach to it. Writing the songs and the lyrics and having like a really kind of strong hand in the production.
Yeah.
I do I do co-writes and I do co-produce sometimes, which is pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, you
Uh,
got to.
but you're absolutely right that it's like, every stage, every part of the process is like I'm there.
Yes.
There's a piece of me like in around.
I
So
could
yeah.
kind of tell, and I was like, okay, this guy's got an ear for it. If anything, he's got an ear for it. So, but yeah, because it's
Yeah.
well produced, and that's the first thing I kind of noticed when I listen to music. Because I was like, okay, so someone knows from start to finish what they wanted to accomplish with the song. Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times you get, like I would say, bigger bands. When I say bigger bands, I mean like you could tell it's produced by like 4 people, and kind of like in sync, I guess. There's a lot of directing there, and I'm like, okay, these kids don't have any say in this. So
It's wild that you said that because nowadays, like most top 40 any song, like I would say about 80% have five, six, seven producers. They
yeah,
have three or four different mixing engineers. They have,
well they figured
so,
something out. It's weird. It's like the big companies are like we got to control what sounds good, and we have to create the formula first, and then we can just reprint it every single. Because I mean, the music I listen to is similar to what you're doing. Like, oh, this guy's coming into town. Heck yeah, I'm gonna check it out. And then and like he's a real person. Because anything else, that's why I love if you ask anybody that has streaming music platforms, what I love now is they'll tell you like, oh, Pandora has the best like search function or not search like random music. It gets to know what I like, and then it sends me new music, and I love it. And then they'll say like Apple sucks at that, or that kind of stuff. And that's what I love to hear because it's like, how do people find new music? Well, you got to go to shows, dog, and that kind of stuff. And that's one thing I love about music festivals because now it's just like it's so much easier to see as many musicians, and I don't have to go anywhere. I got the same restroom. I'm good. I'm comfortable. I don't
coming to
have.
me now.
Yeah, I don't have to like worry about anything. And have you ever participated in stuff like that, like just 2-day festivals and you're playing?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a bluegrass festival in DC, the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Oh, cool.
There's a Tacoma Park Folk Festival that I've played at a couple times. It's wonderful. It's like you know, it's it's kind of like a spiritual experience.
Yeah,
Just being
cause
around music all day outside
yes,
and seeing all these new folks and meeting people, and it's a wonderful thing.
that's cool. Well, I'm glad you're coming to the Corner Pub again. And if you do, you want to let anyone know, like, because that's this Friday. What's going on after that? Are you still in Texas after that, or are you?
Yeah.
You are. So
Oh,
where do you know where you're going? Do you want me to look it up? I mean, I'm on your website, so I
I
can.
got you. I've got I've got some Texas shows this week. So I'll be in Dallas and Lakeway. Also and then actually Conroe is my last Texas show before I head to New Mexico on the weekend.
Okay, so
So
because we are
Texas,
recording this, so today's
yeah,
the 17th, technically for
yeah,
the audience,
got
and
it.
so you'll be in Austin and Lakeway, and
Yep.
then of course Conroe, and then New Mexico. So people who are, man, the Mine Shaft Tavern, I bet that place is cool. Uh, there's only one way in, guys, and one way out. Uh, I love it. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that's. I mean, you really are traveling all over the town. Oh man, you're going to Wyoming. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Do you? But yeah, and you're always doing stuff. And would you say you're a good follow on social media? Because I've noticed
Yeah.
you post a lot of like videos of you, and it's like you're talking to people. It's not just goofy pictures of dogs. So
Right. Right. Yeah. I don't have a dog. I think dogs are great. But I just don't have a lot of pictures of them because I don't have one. So, but what I do have is I have like kind of daily inspirations,
hmm
like funny tour stories. I've got like live videos. I share songs when they're released. So yeah, it's a great way to stay connected. I do a live stream every Friday. It's called Folk Friday. So I'm connecting with people in person on all the platforms. When I say in person, it's like virtually in
yeah,
person.
it still counts. Some people are keyboard warriors.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they are.
So I try and keep a strong online and in person presence.
That's cool. So everyone, I'll link his Instagram, his Facebook, all that stuff, so you can. We now have approval of following Eli here.
You do. You have total approval.
And is there anything else you want to talk about, man? Like, just I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I'm about really kind of getting into the tour rhythm now, which is nice.
yeah,
And there's this kind of moment on a tour where you're just like really in the flow.
like
You
you're
know,
waking
things
up, you're waking up on time, you're feeling refreshed, you're going to
Yeah,
bed at a good time, and it's just
yeah.
like,
You're hydrating. I'm going
yes,
to fitness in the morning, meeting amazing people at the shows. Like my voice is at a point. It's like performance ready.
yeah.
You
A
know,
lot of people don't
not
know about that, about how important it is to keep it with your voice.
so important.
So
So it feels like I'm in the flow right now, and
that means that's
that's
gonna be a good show on Friday.
exactly. It means I'm not gonna be like upset and take it out on the crowd or anything. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be like total positive
What's this
vibes.
guy's attitude about? Uh,
You ever notice that how some musicians are just having a bad day,
oh
and
well,
it's just
that's what I love is you can tell certain musicians are at the point where it's like, hey, we gotta get out of here, so they just up the tempo to every song, and it's like this song used to be a 3 minute song, now it's 2.5 minutes. Clearly, he's trying to get out of here.
like, listen, like we're people too. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I know,
Like
I get it.
we have
It's,
emotion, but it's just interesting how like there's an energy exchange
oh
sometimes
yeah.
between a musician and a crowd, and um I am total positive vibes. So
Well, I think that can kind of, I don't know how to put it, but you can tell a true musician because they don't decide to act that way
yes,
because like they know in front of their minds, the audience is here, no matter how many people, someone showed up, the bartender's here, so that's one person, right? And then you got the homeless guy in the bathroom, you got to entertain that guy.
yeah,
And then,
yeah,
but then you also have your music. Like you want to perform your music. You wrote this to the best of your ability because it's your baby.
right,
So don't
yeah,
ever get
no,
too big because some of those I've seen a lot of big acts and it's like they don't really care. They're just collecting that check and playing.
yeah.
They're out of here in like an hour and a half. They don't want to be here.
Yeah, man. No, it really is a blessing just to have the opportunity to share music every night and like just not taking it for granted. And every show, is exactly what it needs and just bringing my whole self. So yeah, stoked about Conroe.
There we
Coming.
go. Well, Eli, it was great to have you on the air with us. And I want to remind folks he is going to be performing live for free. Well, now he'll take tips. Like, come on, there's going to be a tip jar. I hope there's a tip jar. Always look at this guy. Yeah, it's going to be at the 19th at 8:30 at the Corner Pub. So you guys should check it out. Thank you so much, Eli, for taking the day out. Look at first I thought my monitor was something was wrong. I'm like, oh no, it's doing that dimming thing again. But but it's not. That's Eli. And I put all his links to his social media, and especially where you can stream his music and purchase his music and all that kind of stuff. And if you are not in the Montgomery County area in Texas, he's traveling all over. So check out his tour dates, and they'll be fun to check out. So Eli, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thank you. This has been an honor. I appreciate you taking the time to share my music and can't wait to see you at the show.
All right, I'll see you guys later. You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star here at Lone Star Community Radio. We're out of here.